Hi everyone, so today I'm going to be doing my Survivor 49 cast assessment. We definitely have an interesting group this season, so I can't wait to get into it. So let's begin. Alright, so first up is Alex Moore. He's 27 years old. He currently lives in Washington, D.C. His occupation, he's a political comms director, and he wants to play like Yul Kwan from Cook Islands. So, Alex, I think he might go into this being a little cocky that because he's a political comms director, he thinks he might be smarter than everyone. But we'll see. I think he might make it to maybe like the middle of the game and then get voted out. So that's my prediction for Alex. All right, up next is Kimberly Annie Davis. She's 49 years old. She lives in Austin, Texas. She's a musician and she wants to play like Kenzie from 46 and Jam Jam from 44. So Annie is definitely out there. She's an older woman, but I think she's very independent. I think she can make friends very quickly, and I feel like she can possibly make it far in this game. As we've seen in this new era, at least, there have been a lot of older women who have made it as far as the finale, so I definitely think she has a strong chance of that. Whether or not she can get the votes to win, I'm not sure, but hope we'll see if she can make it. All right, Jake Latimer. He's 36. He's from St. Alberta, Alberta, Canada. He's a correctional officer, and he wants to play like Joe from the recent season, season 48. So I'm rooting for Jake. I think he has a good personality. I think he has a very fun and interesting story, and I feel like he can and he's also very strong. So they're gonna keep him whatever team he's on. They're gonna keep him for the immunity challenges in the early stages of the game. Whether or not his social game is strong and can bring him to the end, we'll just have to see. So up next is Jason Treul. I apologize if I just butchered that last name. He's 32 years old. He lives in Santa Ana, California. He's a law clerk and he wants to play like Kenny from Survivor Gabon. So I'm definitely giving Jason the award for the best hair this season. I mean, it's just phenomenal. And I actually think he's gonna make it really far in the game. I think he's got that nerdy archetype thing, and the nerds tend to do really well in Survivor. So I definitely think he'll go far, and I'm definitely rooting for him to go far. Up next, Jawan Pitts. He's 28 from Los Angeles, California. He's a video editor, and he wants to play like Sean Rector from Marquesas, which I liked because Sean Rector is one of my all-time favorite players. But I don't know if he's gonna go far in this. Um, I don't know. I don't think he'll have the strength for the immunity challenges, and I don't think he's going to have a good social game, so I don't know how far he's going to go. All right, up next is Jeremiah Ing. He's 39 from Toronto, Ontario, Canada. He's a global events manager, and he wants to play like Ty from Kaorong. Um, Very high-pitched voice. I don't know where that came from, but I don't know about Jeremiah. Like, I have a big question mark for him on whether or not he's gonna make it far in the competition or if he'll be like one of the early vote outs. I really don't know what's gonna happen with him. All right, up next is Christina Mills. She's 36. She lives in Edmond, Oklahoma. She's an NBA career coach and she wants to play like Suri. So I'm definitely rooting for Christina. I think she has a fun personality. I think she brings a lot of positive energy. I'm really hoping that she can make it far in this competition and hopefully win the game. And yeah, I really hope that she gets far. So up next is Matt Williams. He's 52 years old from St. George, Utah. He's an airport ramp agent, and he wants to play like Joe Anglim. Um, for his for the for the player he wanted to play with, I had to do research because I didn't know if he was talking Joe from 48 or Joe from Worlds Apart and Cambodia. So the first my first thought when it came to Matt was, wow, that's very interesting. That's a very interesting hairdo. Yeah, just like with Jeremiah, I have a question mark with Matt. I don't know how he's gonna. There are a lot of younger people this season, so I don't know how he's gonna be able to like get in with them. So I'm not sure if he's gonna make it far or if he's gonna be one of the early boots. I'm not sure with him. So up next is Michelle MK Chukwujekwu. I'm again sorry if I totally butchered the last name. She's 29. She's from San Diego, California. She's a fitness trainer and she wants to play like Tiffany from Survivor 46. Um, I think Michelle has a lot of potential. I think she kind of reminds me of Star from last season in a sense that I think Star was very misunderstood, but I think Star was a great castaway for the previous season, and I'm really thinking Michelle is going to be like that. Like she's going to be misunderstood, but I think if she can make it to the merge and if she can show more of her personality, I think she'll be a really likable contestant to root for. So that's what I'm hoping for Michelle. And then up next is Nate Moore. He's 47. He's from Hermosa Beach, California. He's a film producer and he wants to play like Earl Cole from Fiji. So when it comes to Nate, it's I get like Mike White tease from David versus Goliath. Someone who's here to not win the $1 million because they don't need the $1 million necessarily, but to kind of like challenge themselves and to see how good they can do in a game like this. So uh, I I don't think it would be smart of him to say that he's a film producer who has worked on all these great Marvel films. I think he might want to just keep that on the down low because I feel like if people hear about this, they might want to vote him out early. So, but we'll see what happens with Nate. And then next we have Nicole Mazzullo. She's 26 from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. She's a financial crime consultant and she wants to play like Jam Jam. So, Nicole, I don't know. I don't know how far she's gonna go. I don't know how she's gonna like, because in her like video she said that hanging out with a bunch of street guys with six packs is gonna be a problem for her. So I don't know. I'm predicting she goes early. And then next we have Rizzo Rizgad Velovic. He's 25 from Yonkers, New York. He's a tech sales and he wants to play like David Wright from Millennials vs. Gen X. So he's gonna be the annoying one of the season. I'm predicting it now. I think he's gonna wanna kind of like Q from 46. Like he's gonna want everyone to call him by Rizgod. I think he's gonna be very obnoxious, very over the top, and but then again, we'll see what happens because it is rumored that he is one of the two people to get on Survivor 50, so obviously he had to do something impressive. Or, they just need filler. I don't know at this point, but we'll see how he does this season. But I'm predicting right now that he is going to be the annoying one of the group. And next we have Sage Arnrens Nichols. She's 30 years old from Olympia, Washington. She's a clinical social worker, and she wants to play like Marianne from 42. In her video, Sage says that she likes to collect blackheads in a jar, uh, which is pretty disgusting for me, and I think for a lot of people. But Sage, I can see her being the charity of this season. Someone who is like voted out right before the merge. That's what I'm seeing for her. So let's move on. Savannah Louie. She's 31. She's from Atlanta, Georgia. She was a former reporter, and she wants to play like Kim Spradlin from One World and Dee from 46. So I think she's going to do really well, especially considering she is the second person rumored to be on Survivor 50. And I feel like she has the potential to be like Dee from 45 because I feel like she doesn't care what people think. She just wants to win the money. And I think she can make it. Obviously, she makes it far, but hopefully I think she's gonna make big moves, and I think she's gonna be cutthroat, and I think that's gonna be to her advantage. So I'm rooting for her. Up next, we have Shannon Fairweather. She's 28. She's from Boston, Massachusetts. She's a wellness specialist, and she wants to play like Boston Rob. So I have a prediction that two people either or will be the first person to go home, and she is one of them. She reminds me of Stephanie from last season, and we all know what happened to her. And Shannon is basically that same like hippie bohemian type girl that Stephanie was. And so I think she may be in trouble. I really do. And then here's the next person that I think might be voted off first, Sophie Valordi. Sorry, I obviously butchered that name, the last name, but she's 27. She's from Miami, Florida. She's an entrepreneur, and she wants to play a combination of Natalie Anderson from the second edition of Blood versus Water, Sari, and Genevieve from 47. So, just like Shannon, I think it's either going to be Shannon or Sophie that'll be the first one to go. I just feel like Sophie, I think she's going to be very over the top, very demanding, very much not caring about other people's emotions and how they feel. And I think that's going to get very grating after a while. So I feel like she's probably going to be the first one to get voted out, either her or Shannon. And then finally, we have Sophie Segretti. She's 31 from New York, New York. She's a strategy associate and she wants to play like Rachel. Um, Sophie is a question mark for me. I really don't know how well she's going to do in the season. I don't know if she's going to be strategic enough or social enough to really make it through. So, yeah, I don't know. We'll have to see how she does. And then finally we have Stephen Ram. He's 35 from Denver, Colorado. He's a rocket scientist and he wants to play like Charlie from 46. Um, I do see a lot of potential in Stephen. I think he's very smart, obviously, for being a rocket scientist, and I think he can be very strategic, but I think he can maybe like lie under the radar a little bit until he really needs to strike. So I definitely think Steven has a lot of potential to make it far in this game. And with that, I am finished with my cast assessment, and these are my top three players. Number one being Christina, number two being Savannah, and number three being Jake. All right. Well, thank you guys for watching. I hope you had a fun time, and I can't wait for Survivor 49, so see you later.